How you doing, YouTube? Matt Massa Beer Reviews. Back a little bit of mystery beers. Post Beer Tuber Palooza mystery beers. I have to say that because I don't know where this came from. I think this might be a Nerd Sense thing because the red tape. Maybe that's kind of just pushing it in my brain, but this was left over when I came out to the barn and went into the beer fridge. There was a bunch of beer in there, crazy beer, not a beer. You can go look at the unboxing, whatever that I did after Beer Tube Blues, and this is in there. I'm 99% sure this came from Nerd Sense. 99. We'll see what's what though. Yeah, open that sucker up. Give it a pour. We'll see what's what. Beer Tube Palooza was fantastic. I tapped out early. Irish goodbye to everyone. But everybody got home safe and had a good time. So there you go. Red duct tape, paper towel. Hazy. Hazy. Is it going to be sweet? Man, that's got an aggressive carbonation going on there. I want to say, I don't know right now. I mean, it looks like a hazy IPA. I'm kind of leaning towards a double IPA of classic styling, but it could be a saison, a bunch of different stuff. That carbonation alone makes me think this might skew into kind of saison territory or something along those lines, because it's just that carbonation. I don't know if you can make it out on camera, but it's very, very, very aggressive. It's starting to kind of settle down a little bit now, but I mean, it had a pinky finger head on it, just barely off white, and that soft kind of yellow with a touch of amber color to it. Good nose. Yeah, I think it's somebody's. I think it's a saison. It's sweet. It's got a little banana going for it. A little banana. Could be bubblegum. Could be just a Vermont yeast. There's a spiciness to it too. Yeast driven, not hop driven, I don't believe. A sweetness to it. It comes off. I don't think it's a wheat beer, but I think there's wheat in it. I don't think it's a classic kind of saison. I think it might be somebody's kind of. Could it be a clean cool ship wheat beer? Something along those lines. It's something called mixed culture. Mixed culture beer with a wheat base to it. That's what the nose is giving me. Let's dive in. Cheers. It's spicy, man. It's spicy. There's something in here. It's not just all yeast driven. It's got to be like cardamom or something along those lines. I'm flipping the script. The banana phenolic I was getting in the nose kind of just flips over to bubblegum, which kind of makes a little bit more sense with the way the beer is trending. I'm leaning an American version of a Belgian beer at this point. I'm getting really heavy Allagash vibes off of this thing. There's a sprightly spritziness. The carbonation has died down decently on this beer, but there's something to it, and I think it's a prickliness. I think it's a spice. Coriander, cardamom kind of wheat beer. Am I overthinking this? Is this Allagash wit? I think I might be overthinking this and trying to get too cool for school with this. It's very much a Belgian-based kind of wheat beer. Very much what. Actually, let's put it this way. I don't think it's Allagash white. I keep saying white. But I think it's whoever made this in New England. It's not their version of Allagash white, but their version of Allagash white. Like they grew up drinking this beer. They loved the crap out of this beer. They just wanted to make their homage to that beer, and that's exactly what I think this beer is. Tasty. Tasty. It's a wit beer. I don't think it's macro. I don't think it's like Blue Moon or anything like that. I think there's something. Is it? Now I gotta overthink. I don't think so. Because I like this. But then again, you know what? If someone gives me a Blue Moon, I'm okay with it. There's something about this beer. There's a sweetness in this beer. And that's kind of where it's really kind of jumping the shark for me. is I don't think you get that under attenuated sweetness from like the whoever drank the shit out of white and loved it that much. I don't think makes this beer this sweet. So I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna say this is. I don't know whose this is, but I think this is a semi bigger brewery. It's their version of a Belgian white. That's where we're going with this one because that sweetness. We gotta. Yeah, too much sweetness left over. So, what is it? Is it Blue Moon or Hoegaarden? I highly doubt that. I think it's like the middle. I don't think it's Sam Adams. I could see somebody like, oh, what's the brewery? I don't think they made it either, but they could have. Like those, why am I spacing? Shipyard. Could be Shipyard. Could be like, what's the other one? There's Otter Creek. Like that level, like Shock Top. Like, you know what I mean? Like that level stuff. Or even like, why am I spacing on they make, did I say them already? No, I didn't. What's the brewery that, Magic Hat? Something along those lines. You know what I mean? Saranac. Like that kind of level of stuff. So it's somebody's 5.9% Belgian style wheat beer with. It's got to be coriander, but I'll throw cardamom in there because I like saying the word cardamom. So that's it. What we got? Oh my god! It looks like a Treehouse label. Oh, okay. Oh, this kind of makes sense because I definitely know where this beer came from. Came from Sean from Nerd Sense. This Narragansett. This is their Bay Brie Saison. Kind of makes sense in a brewery. 7.4. I went way low on the ABV on this thing. So it says Saison is known for farmhouse ales. We originally brewed on French farms with generally whatever brewing ingredients were available at the time. Saison means season in French, and summer has always been a special season in Rhode Island. With its beautiful beaches and ocean lifestyle in Narragansett Bay, this is especially true at our new home on the tip of the Narragansett Bay and our deck of facing prevailing breeze of the southwest. The Saison brewed in combination with German-American barley. This light-bodied dry ale beautifully showcases the fruity esters of our Belgian Saison yeast. You're telling me there's nothing in here? That's a crazy bonkers yeast, then. It's very, very, very spicy and very, very, very fruity. Like, very. I kind of don't believe that they didn't put cardamom or more specifically, coriander in this thing. Yeah. I mean, this is kind of what I guess I was kind of guessing at, like a semi-big brewery, not a huge one. Their wit beer, they say it's a combination of German-American barley. I can't believe there's no. They're telling me barley malt. There's no wheat in this. I'm blown away by that. That's a fun one. Thank you very much, Sean. How do I know this is Sean? Because about 2 or 3 weeks ago, Sean was asking about places to go in and around. I forget the area. It's close to Narragansett, or on the way there. And then, we're kind of thinking of places. I was like, dude, just go drink lager at Narragansett all day. And he's like, actually, I might fucking do that. And I looked up the website. I'm like, holy shit, their tap list looks pretty tasty. And he's like, I'm fucking going. And then he goes there, and then they have a bunch of cans, and they got a bunch of great stuff on draft. So it kind of makes sense that it's got to be him. I don't mind it. It's a little bit sweet. It's a little bit aggressive sweet for me. Especially being a Saison. I thought it was going to be a wit beer. So, 7.4%. This is where I go into Matt mode, where I can kind of talk myself into winning this. This is not 7.4%. They meant this to finish 7.4%, but it didn't. It finished closer to 6%. And that 1.4% is that sweetness in here, is that residual sugar. So I'm pretty sure this beer was intended to finish at 7.4%, but finished close to like 6.5%. So it's a sweet Saison. It's to me how it drinks, and that's what the beautiful thing about mystery beers is that what I say is what I'm tasting. So it's almost like I didn't nail it. Well, you know, you have to find that kind of happy medium in between. But like maybe the brewer didn't nail it, and you're kind of a little bit closer to the actual beer. Again, this is me talking me down to winning this shit. And I mean, I don't think with the sweetness level and that spiciness on here, I started out in the Saison world. You know, that's where I started out. But from drinking it and getting into that kind of beer and what it was presenting, it got further and further away from Saison. Got more and more kind of Belgian wit with that big bubblegum thing going on, and that spiciness and that kind of coriander that you typically see and all that kind of stuff. But not a bad showing. I mean, I dig me Narragansett. I mean, their Fresh Cash is one of the I chuggers of all time. I can get a 6-pack of pounders of Fresh Catch, which is like their 4% Citra Pale Ale, for like $8 a sixer. And that is always a great summer chugger. And this one's, you know, tasty. I couldn't do like a really kind of, I mean, it's 7 and change, supposedly, so I wouldn't go heavy on this. But it's not a bad beer. It's a fun beer. And I'm really glad I got to do it. So thank you very much, Sean. So yeah, let's talk about it. It's one of the better Saisons I've had as of late. I mean, putting it in the Saison corner, sure. Let's put it in. Let's put it in the conversation. It's not going to be towards the top or toward the middle. We'll allow it in the room. Is it one of the better wit beers I've had as of late? Same thing. I mean, it's a tasty beer. It's a fun beer. I'll drink the whole thing probably. See how it kind of develops. But, yeah, fun. Let's see. Value and availability. I actually don't know. Because Narragansett, like I said, we get down here. We get, you know, obviously their lager. We get their kind of coffee donut beer thing or whatever it is. We get the Fresh Catch. We get a couple things. But I've never seen something as intricate as this. Like a Saison. Like the label's kind of cut out here. This is definitely kind of... let's see. What does your inner Tony say? Okay. This beer is 2 months old for those playing along at home. So, yeah, I don't know. Let me know if you've seen this outside of the actual brewery itself. And leave you with if you like what we like this. If you like Saison, wit beer, you like them mashed in between, you like them to skew a little bit sweet, not overly sweet, you'll like this. There you go. Review in the books. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Down there if you want to talk about it. Massive Beers if you want to check me out doing the social media stuff. Beer Massif if you want to check me out doing the whole podcasting thing. And hopefully you guys enjoyed the review. Hopefully enjoying a little Narragansett right now. Hope we'll see you next time. Cheers.